Hi, my name is Matt Ewer and this is my 7 in 7. Number one, it's personal. Business ultimately isn't the end goal with the people we're working with, in my experience so far of being an action coach for 1 month. The one thing I've taken from all of my diags so far and chatting to people in their businesses is that ultimately they need to be bringing into focus what the business is going to do for them themselves, and that's when I've been beginning to get some traction with my new clients, and it's exciting when they begin to see the potential again of what the business can do for them. Number two is that there's really is power in the material. I came out of Vegas a month and a half ago, and you've had your head stuffed full of all this information, and you come back and you're learning it and you're trying to put it into action. But the response you get from people or prospects when you're chatting to them, from your clients, when you start using the material of them is immense, and we talk about blinding flashes of the obvious, and the power of those is huge, and you can literally see people's attitudes to what they do change immediately, and that's pretty inspiring and gives you a lot more confidence then to go out and talk about it some more. Number three, authenticity. I think being authentic in this is absolutely critical, and through chatting to the people who are successful, to the trainers, to Ian and Julie at head office in the UK, the one thing that comes across massively is that everyone is authentic. People truly believe in what they're doing and are true to themselves, and those guys seem to be the ones who are most successful. Number four is embrace confusion. Probably particularly apt for me as I'm only 1 month out of training, but there's a lot of confusion. You've got again your head crammed full of information. You're all of a sudden you're doing seminars, you're going out to sales meetings, you're trying to coach people, and you really do have to just throw yourself into that. Get used to being outside of your comfort zone. Try different things, try different ideas, and work out what works for you. But most of all, just put yourself out there and do it. Number five, ask for help. My trainers in Vegas have been more than happy to sort of answer questions I've fielded since I've come back. Again, head office in the UK, more than happy. My coach's coach, more than happy. You're going to have a ton of questions when you start out on this journey, and the more questions you ask, the more prepared you are to ask for help, the better. And it goes as far as actually asking your clients for help as well. A couple of times I've found in my situation where I've not been clear on perhaps where I should take the next step with them, and simply asking them, how can I help you in this situation, has been a really valuable trick for me, and one I'm glad I've picked up. Number six is find your own way. You come into this with a business plan, you come in with an idea of how you're going to go out and help people and how you're going to reach people, and very quickly you begin to work out what's going to work for you and how you're best going to be able to reach people. So finding your own way for me, I've begun to realise that I'm going to have a lot more success through seminars and that sort of thing than I'd thought possible. So I'm going to be doubling down and making sure I go for that as far as possible. So yeah, find your own way of doing it and stick with it. There's a lot of ways it can be done. And seven, my last one, is story. Find your own story when you're going out and doing this. One of the things that most impressed me and most inspired me when I was on training in the US and through chatting again to people back in the UK since I've come back, is that the really successful coaches have worked out their story. They know why they're doing this. They know what the impact is of what they're going to do, and they're able to communicate that really effectively, both to other coaches but also to the clients that they go out and work with. And that's been massively inspirational for me when I look back at why I'm doing this and what's brought me to the table. And that's definitely helping me when I'm going out and chatting to new clients and prospects and getting them on board, is being able to communicate, why am I doing this? That's Matt Ewer, that's my 7 in 7.